What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is May the 15th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, we do have a fun-filled, packed morning. And so we have PPI coming out in roughly 30 minutes. Current forecast for that is 0.2. Retail sales is anticipated to be negative. That's what the forecast is. So a little bit lower on the expectations. And then you do have the dreaded Powell speech. So I think in reality, you're going to have a lot of kind of data points that could really move the broader market. You're still seeing some optimism, so the fear and greed index is under the greed category, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. Not really resemblant based on the stocks I'm going to be talking on, but if, let's say, a lot of those data points come in a little bit more optimistic, then you could see a very nice recovery. Starting off, or going over here though, so Dow is down 0.36, S&P down 0.43, and then NASDAQ down 0.52. I think what is causing some kind of uncertainty right now over and above potentially some of the data points that are coming out is Walmart once again warning consumers of pretty much impending doom. And that's kind of what they mentioned last quarter as well, that all these tariffs, uncertainty is going to cause a very big disruption in the broader market. And this time around, they did mention even with reduced tariffs, there's going to be a larger price increase. But getting right to it, Sofi is down 1.43%. So this stock is very, very interesting only because there hasn't really been any negatives that did come out. So ultimately, you have Anthony Noto recently participating in a fireside chat, alluding to many things. I think he even mentioned 10 actual deals that are going to be coming that is going to be new sources of revenue. So there's a lot of big things that have been kind of stated recently, but I think at the end of the day, Sofi is just going to potentially just go down with the broader market. So that's what's happening with it today. Shorts aren't doing anything this morning. 13.44% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 145.96 million shares overall are being shorted, with it at 1385, slightly below this R1. So just watch for 1413. There'll be a key pivot. And then aside from that, I don't see the R2 or the pivot points being touched, so that 1552 or 1187. So today, just watch for that 1413. Moving on, Alibaba down. They did have their earnings, so clearly the market's not really liking it as much as they would have liked. But shorts are also increasing this morning, 158,000 shares. So nothing massive, but still definitely something to take note of. 1.94% of the free float's being shorted, so definitely not a squeeze play or anything, but 40.7 million shares overall are being shorted. A couple key points with it right now at 126. Pre-market, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 116 is going to be a strong support, and then 131 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So if you do see, let's say, some data points coming out, I feel like algorithmic trading would really push Alibaba higher back to that 131, but given everything that has happened with it, I think that there is a little bit more of a cooling off period that is justified. So it might be kind of breaking the trend and going back down to this pivot point. Not today, but obviously given over maybe the next several trading days. So just somewhat keep that in mind. Foot Locker, they popped like crazy, so currently up 82%, and it is because of Dick's Sporting Goods potentially buying them out. I think we will be finding out for certain today. I think it says that they're going to be getting some finalization on Thursday, so again today, and the tentative price is going to be $24 a share. So with it right now at $23.52, you kind of have a little bit extra meat on the bone, if that kind of makes sense, because the most, if it is a buyout, like definitely do not pay more than $24 a share, because you essentially would be losing money. But today's going to be an interesting day because you have 17.84% of the free float being shorted, and if anything, shorts have been really doubling down like massively, as you can kind of see right there. So when it comes down to it, shorts will be covering a lot, but still it does not make sense to buy it over $24 if that is that tentative deal. But it is all rumored right now, so I don't think there's a full, I don't know if $24 is confirmed or not, but nonetheless though, whatever amount is confirmed, just don't pay more than that. But from what I've seen, I think it is at $24, but yeah, so no point going over the fib levels or anything, because yeah, there's no point in really doing that. Walmart is up slightly because of their earnings, even though they're giving kind of grim future guidance. They're still doing fairly a-okay. Shorts, although, are increasing 138,000 shares this morning. So pre-market, 1.1% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 47.5 million shares overall are being shorted. So good to see that they're still moving higher with shorts increasing somewhat, but you can kind of see shorts did anticipate them to really miss on their earnings. They've been really doubling down. But right now with it, and actually it looks like it went red, but with it at 96.57, trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 91 is going to be a strong support. Then 98.48 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. So if you're going to see any sort of recovery, definitely watch for that. During the pre-market though, it did have a nice spike above that to roughly, I think it was like $99 or $100. So there is opportunity for it to really move higher, but I think it is going to come down to the data points, as I mentioned. And then last but not least, tickers CREV. They are getting a lot of volume despite being down 73.49% over the last 1 year. But they did put out their their earnings, and people seem to be really buying it up. It is a low market cap stock, so 5.7 mil. So just kind of keep that in mind. But it's not heavily shorted, so that's kind of a unique circumstance. You don't normally see this small of a short interest. Actually, I think this is even smaller than like Tesla, Apple, like a lot of the big names. So 0.5% of the free float is being shorted, so shorts aren't really caring about this stock. Back in the day, it looks like December 2024, they were all over this, but since then, they kind of had ADHD or whatever that thing is, and they just, squirrel. They started to focus on another stock and completely did not care about this at all. So kind of funny how that worked out. But right now with that 388 pre-market, slightly above this R2, so 433 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, 383 strong support, followed by 352. So when I see kind of red days, such as right now, market loves to focus on one good stock, and I think this might be it. So if you do see some crazy activity, it's because big money is trying to swing trade it, day trade it. So this is where you could see kind of pops higher. So let me know your viewpoint on that in the comments below. And as far as this, it doesn't have any options, so this is a pure play. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.